In this edition of China Untapped, we'll take you to a remote village which is famous for its folk songs. Everyone here is born with a good voice and can represent the top level of Dong minority folk songs. How do the people here enjoy such a simple and self-sufficient life? Stay tuned. Having more than 40 ethnic minority groups, Guizhou is one of the most mysterious provinces in the southwest part of China. These ethnic groups have given rise to beautiful and colorful cultures throughout history. And Congjiang is a county in southeastern Guizhou province, with Miao, Dong, and Zhuang as the major minority groups. Now, I'm going to a Dong village, which is famous for its folk songs. People here enjoy a simple and independent life. They begin their workday at sunrise and finish at sunset. I'm here in XiaoHuang Village, which is the cultural center for the beautiful music and songs of the Dong minority. We're going to experience the history and culture of this beautiful place. I'm Mike Beckers, and welcome to this edition of China Untapped. Yeah, 真好看. Along with me is Mr. Liang Chuankang, a local amateur photographer. He's familiar with every piece of land in Congjiang, and of course, XiaoHuang Village. Due to the inconvenient transportation, Congjiang was inaccessible and unenlightened for several centuries, and was thus regarded as one of the most impoverished places of Guizhou province. But due to a kind of polyphonic folk song called Dage in Dong dialect, XiaoHuang is now known by more and more people all over the world. This is Wu Xuejin, director of XiaoHuang. Upon hearing that I am in the village, Wu decided to show us around. Making Dong clothes is quite complicated. It involves several different processes. After the Dong women finish weaving the material, the white cloth is then immersed in the blue dye, which is extracted from a special plant. Then, the cloth will be washed and dried in the sun. This will be repeated several times until the color is even on the cloth. One glance at a woman's costume can make you understand not only where she comes from, but also how diligent she is as a worker and how creative an artist she is. 那这个布为什么要这样子锤呢？
这个是这样的啊，因为这布啊，它通过这道程序啊，以后它就一个让布料柔软哦，上的染料的时候挺容易，
就比较容易上色是吧？
上色浸到布的里面去，它这样两个作用。哦。
You can't imagine how independent the people here are, making everything by themselves. But now, I've found one thing here that makes my mouth water. Just gonna catch a little bit here. Take a little drink. It's really, really sweet. It tastes a little bit like alcohol, but it's more sweet than anything. It's really good.
蚊也擺盡，蚊也擺盡。 路的后忙家哎，
路的后忙家哎，
很外tốt，
很外tốt。
This 76-year-old man, XiaoHuang, is one of the most famous teachers of the Dong songs here in the village, and he still insists on teaching both kids and adults these 2,500-year-old folk songs.
向退后哎，
向退后哎，
都很卡他们。
都很卡饭。
呀，真好听！你们觉得好听不好听？
好听。
啊，哇，这个歌本呀，看起来很老呀。
老
啊。
哎，
那这个歌本就是你们所唱的这些歌吗？
对，
哦，能不能打开看一下？
可以啊。
啊，
哎，
这个看起来很古老呀，就是这个纸都是。
这个纸这是动手纸。
那这里面有大概多少首歌呀？
这个
啊，就是这个歌本里面
300首。
300首。那这个洞语是没有自己的文字是吧？
对。
哦，那这些汉字呢？它就是一个代替的意思是吧？
代替的意思。
哦，就把这些歌就写出来了。
哎，对对。
这样子。So what he did is he actually used the characters from the Chinese language to represent the characters for the Dong songs. So it's almost just a substitute for the sounds of the songs. But if we look at it and we read the Chinese characters, we actually have no idea what it's saying. So this is really interesting how he used it as a substitute for the songs. 如果就是说，您不一代一代的传下来，这些歌是不是就会慢慢的就是忘掉了，或者就没有了以后？
所以，这个他们叫我是传承人。传承人不写出来以后，下一代没得了。
Grandpa told me that he inherited songbooks from his Dage teacher. Having a history of several hundred years, the books were too old to read, so Jia spent several months' time solely rewriting 10 songbooks. As one of the few who knows more than 3,000 Dage songs, Grandpa says he is quite worried that the real essence of Dage will disappear one day. Stay tuned. In the next episode, we'll see the most typical construction of the Dong minority and visit a local family. See how Dage plays an important role in their daily life.
我从小是我妈妈教我的。
先生你好。
这些人都是什么人呀？
啊，这些人啊，在座的这些人都是侗寨的比较威望比较高的一些寨老。
他们来到这个地方都会讨论一些什么事情呢？
一些重大的事情，
就比如说
牵涉到村民们的切身利益的，或者公益事业的。哦，这样的哈。与老百姓生活息息相关的一些重大问题，都要到这里来，由寨老们来做出决定。
Liang told me that only highly respected people or elders are allowed to join the meeting. Large and important decisions are usually made in this kind of casual talk, but women are never included. Both of us having no idea what they're talking about, I decided to step in and find a person who can understand Mandarin. 哎呀，那你们今天在这讨论一些什么？
我们就准备搞这个买大牛的事。
哦，买大牛了哈。
因为这个是我们这个一门那个可以说是老习俗。这也是一种文化。
哦，就是说你们这个斗牛的这个事情，
对，
是很有讲究的，就是很长时间的。
很长时间。
55-year-old Jia Yuanjin used to be the party secretary of XiaoHuang village. He told me that they are now preparing for the bullfighting event which is coming up in August.
是吧？哦，
那一般一头牛会大概在多少钱？
现在不是3万到5万
，3万到5万。
但是还有最多的听说是有10-20万都有。
是吗？
嗯，
那么贵？
不过那么贵。
哦哟。
People in the old days used bullfighting instead of war among human beings to avoid death. And now, this has already become a way for people to keep up friendship. Two bulls will fight and then be separated after a few minutes in order to avoid injury or hurting each other's feelings. And then both teams will celebrate their own victory. Jia also told me that the tower we are in is called a drum tower, representing the high-quality building technology of the Dong people. Each stronghold will have one drum tower. When I walked around the village, I saw 3 towers, thus meaning that there are 3 strongholds here in XiaoHuang village. As it is called Drum Tower, there's a huge drum on top, and it serves as an alarm system for the local people.
Alright, here we are in the second level of the drum tower, and altogether there's 3 levels, and there's a drum at the very top which is used as kind of a warning system for the whole village. If there's some kind of event or an emergency, they'll climb up here and they'll beat the drum to let the whole village know that something's up and they need to pay attention. Now I'm looking around and I'm seeing that a lot of the wood is really dark and dry, and that comes from the fire below that they have when they're having their meetings here in the village.
Every year after the humid and rainy season, the elders of the village will light a fire under the tower for several days to dry the tower and prevent it from damage by moths or mold. In fear that all the locals may come running to the drum tower, I decided to give up my goal of climbing to the top.